Hey, it's Nicole, and it's Positive Impact for Mind and Body. And I'm so happy that you're hanging out with us today. Love Infinity is still away. She will be back next week, which I'm very excited about. Can't wait to see her again. But I have a great surprise today. We have CarrieAnn Angrisani. Is that the way I say it? Is that correct?
That's it. Mm-hmm.
Okay. I'm sorry, say that again.
Angrisani, yes.
Angrisani. Oh. And she helps people who are very sensitive. And I love this because you and I at home, we know some pretty sensitive people. A lot of people who are on Positive Impact magazine on this site, I know they are sensitive, and I know that they have struggled with that sensitivity in the past. And CarrieAnn is a CLC. What is a CLC, CarrieAnn?
Certified Life Coach.
Perfect. Okay, thank you. A BSW.
Mm-hmm.
Behavior, is that?
Bachelor of Social Work.
Bachelor of Social Work. Okay, all right. Sorry about that. I'm not familiar with these acronyms. Okay,
No.
Speaker, energetic alchemist, owner and CEO of Shelter Within Coaching. CarrieAnn has been helping professionals for over 25 years and a life coach for nearly 10 years. She helps highly sensitive professionals overcome their overwhelm so they can enjoy emotional freedom and focus on creating the life they truly desire. With confidence and clarity, CarrieAnn uses a 4-step process that she created, blending several different modalities, including emotional freedom technique. I love this. I love this. This is very exciting. So why don't you tell us a little bit about those 4 techniques and how you started thinking this would be a good combo to help people?
Sure. Thank you so much for having me. I'm happy to be here and be with all of you today. So my process has been interesting as sensitives, go through feeling kind of like an alien in the world. So it started way back when I was a kid and not feeling like I fit in. But I began to see that thread when more clearly when I was a social worker, and I was in social work school and having some learning challenges. I couldn't read all the things that they wanted me to read and all of these things. And I went and talked with the dean of the social work school, and she's like, well, if you can't do it, you can't do it. Maybe you should pick another major. I was like, but you're supposed to be a social worker. Right. It was kind of crazy. Anyway, I persevered, and I'm glad I did. But she said to me something about needing extra care, that I needed to take extra self-care. And I didn't really understand what that meant at the time, although they kept talking about it. Self-care, self-care, self-care.
Right.
Of course, important for social workers. And got into the field, and I worked in family and child services, which was horrific. And then I moved out to Colorado, and I worked in juvenile justice, which I really loved and enjoyed. And then I worked in case management, and then finally in crisis. And crisis work is pretty much suicide watch. So that was awful. And I was crying every night and all of this, and saw a therapist then. So this was like 17, 18 years ago. And she gave me the book, Highly Sensitive People by Dr. Aaron. And that book came out, I think, in 96. And all of those pieces came together. And I was like, oh, this is why these particular situations are a lot more difficult for me. And so then I got into yoga, into meditation, breath work. I had already been doing some of that, but really started to put some of these pieces together.
CarrieAnn, you're just breaking up a lot. Is there any way you can move closer or clear up your internet connection? Because it's really hard for us to hear you and understand what you're saying. Do you have it? And you freeze up periodically. I don't know if it's. Is there? Are you far from your router, or I don't know how this works. People are laughing at me right now.
There has been There has been a challenge here, and I thought it got cleared up, but maybe it didn't. Is
Okay.
it still really bad?
Well, why don't you just stay close maybe and just keep talking, and hopefully we'll get through this without any more disturbances. But it was just really freezing up and I couldn't hear every word you were saying. So I want to give you this opportunity, and to chat.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Maybe if I could get on my phone instead if you want to do that.
But I can hear it clearly now, like you're
Well,
close.
you're completely frozen on my end.
Ooh. I have a booster, and I seem to have all bars going. There doesn't seem to be a problem there. Let's keep talking, CarrieAnn, and see if we can muscle through.
Okay. So, yeah, I was just saying that through that process, I really learned that my sensitivity is being sensitive is an important aspect of myself that I need to pay attention to, and use the tools that have come my way to really navigate that in the best way possible. So some of those tools are meditation and affirmations and emotional freedom technique and energy healing and so on and so forth.
That's awesome. That's great. So your worst client, like the worst thing you've ever come up against when you're treating someone or working with someone.
I would say one of the worst things, I feel like women have this to begin with, whether they're sensitive or not, is comparing to other people and really taking that and internalizing that, comparing insides to outsides, my insides to your outsides, right? And I had this one particular client, oh God bless her, she was so beautiful. And she since passed away, but she's so beautiful and gorgeous. She has so many, and she was just super sensitive. And she cared so much that she did lots of house restoration, nose job, and all kinds, lots of plastic surgery to try and get better, and it just never got better. And by the time she came to see me, she had done all these things, and she was having some struggles with addiction and stuff too. And she really, through our process, really transformed. And she went back to school, and she got she wanted to become a nurse, and she became a nurse. And she really succeeded in lots of different ways. And she actually got a relationship. So things really turned for the better for her. And unfortunately, she also discovered that she had cancer. And so anyway, it's a long story, but there was a time in there that she was doing really, really well. But that was one of the hardest stories that I had, of her really comparing and taking all that on, and taking on the pains of the world, and trying so hard to fix them, and to measure up as we do, and fix and kind of fill that hole with all different kinds of things like plastic surgery and alcohol and all those things. And then finally recognizing that the thing that she needed to fill it with was herself, was her spirit, and connecting to who she really was, and her inner resources.
That's beautiful. I think we do suffer. I work in the wellness, fitness, weight loss arena, and dysmorphia is a massive issue, So you're doing great work there. That's awesome. So the worst experience that you personally have ever had, like just in life, like I can remember being a teen, and not not really thinking very much about being hypersensitive, but I was always called that. And going into stores or, malls and like getting stomach aches and headaches and pain in my back. And then I realized, oh, that's called, you're clairsentient, but I just avoided all those places. I never went to a concert and I never went to a mall because it was just too painful. But what was your worst experience growing up?
I think, I took a lot of what was happening in my family to heart. And when you're around, and with my friends as well, if my friend would criticize me or say, comment, make harsh comments, as kids do, they tease each other and say awful things. And I would really take this to heart. And what wound up happening was I started drinking when I was in middle school. that was my outlet to deal with sensitivity. And now, and I would say things that I would take personally. And now they were fine parents. They didn't do anything horribly wrong. It's just because.
So are you, CarrieAnn, are you speaking right into your mic on your computer? Because again, you're breaking up a lot. It's weird. It's like when you look right in the computer, you're clear, but if you look away or pause, so sorry. It's an interesting conversation. I just wish it were.
I'm so sorry. I think it's on my end because they were. Yeah, I'm now freezing as well. Can you see me? Can you hear me?
I can hear you, but you're freezing periodically, and then I feel bad because this isn't, as fluid as I'd like it to be for you.
Well, I could go to another place, but I know you have to sign off here. But well, there's no other.
You want to try your phone, and I'll just chat a little bit about being sensitive and things that I've experienced with people, and you want to jump back on?
I could try that and see if that helps.
Yeah, sure. Go ahead, try that, and I'll just I can talk a blue streak, so take your time. you can jump on. So CarrieAnn's going to try to figure out some of her internet issues, and I apologize if it's on my end. If you're looking at us and I'm freezing up, I apologize. But I've really done a lot of work on my internet issues in the past, and you all know how that goes. But yeah, so being hypersensitive, I find that a lot of people do exactly what CarrieAnn was talking about. They climb into a bottle, or they overdose on drugs, or they get involved in other addictive behaviors. And but the biggest thing I found about being hypersensitive is that you always have power in that process, right? You can always choose not to give your power to someone else and let their opinion of you make or break your day. But that takes a level of I want to say mental strategizing and strengthening, and really believing and understanding and knowing that the other person's opinion of you or their energy around you is not yours, and you can let go of that. You can dim the light on their opinion. You can choose to release their energy from your own body and mind. And I have, been the proof of that growing up. Like I said, I used to avoid malls and concerts and, big parties because it was excruciating for me to contemplate, getting through those events with that much intense energy around. So I did without for a very long time. In fact, one of the very few concerts, I went to like the third concert in my life when I brought my son to see Skrillex when he was 15. And that was enjoyable because I'd already mastered that part of being hypersensitive and clairsentient, clairaudient, clairvoyant. So that part of it was really enjoyable to see my son, and he was really very, very complimentary. I said, Quinn, and I said, not Quinn, Austin, who would you like to bring? He's like, I only want to bring my mom. Okay, I think CarrieAnn might be popping up again here. Oh, good. She looks clear. Okay, excellent. You look so much clearer now. Woo.
Oh, and you're moving. Yay. Sorry about that, guys. Thank you.
That's okay. That's okay. So, so you were taking a lot of people's criticisms to heart and really
Yes.
difficulty coping with that. So you created your own coping strategies which were not healthy. But what age did you kind of like rotate out of that?
So I was pretty much in that space through high school, and then once I kind of got out into the world, I continued to have some struggles, but then I just, as the universe does sometimes, puts the right people in your life, and I just wound up meeting this person that and I also had some mentors that were really, really kind and good to me, and they kind of guided me in the right direction, thank goodness. So I think it seems like when we really are in need, whenever I've really been in a dark night of the soul, um, it reminds me of that Eric Clapton song. I don't know if you know it, Holy Mother, great song. But when I've been in that mode of please help, there's always somebody that winds up showing up. Something happens. So there's a shift or a person or a message on the TV or the radio or something online, and then it's like that door opens up. So
was it
I know that.
that you had at that point?
Say that again?
Did you have a mentor at that point in your life that helped you kind of refocus your attention on something else?
I had a friend who shared some resources, and then from there I kind of and then I got into therapy. I got into 12-step, which helped, and then I got into therapy and started down that road, and that really helped. Yes.
Okay, great. So in your own experience, I talk a lot about being psychic and, what that's like. And I do feel that people who are hypersensitive, they have a proclivity for being intuitive or psychic. Do you feel that way?
Sure. I think that's true. I also think there's plenty of people, because sensitives are 20% of the population. So there's a billion of us on the planet. So I don't think all of us are that's true for, but I do feel like if you are sensitive, there's a chance that you'll have higher empathy and higher intuitiveness, and even some of the psychic skills as well. I don't know if that's true for everyone, but I think that there definitely is that connection for sure.
Yeah. There's also, I wanted to ask you if you could demonstrate like EFT, for instance.
Sure, I can do a little demo here. Before I do that, I also want to say that that sensitives tend to be leaders, because I mean, in tribal times, the medicine women and the shaman were leaders because they were the ones that are getting all of the information, right? And so sensitives tend to be great leaders because they are able to connect with all of the information in their environment, and they tend to be good listeners, and they tend to be able to access and assimilate a lot of information. So I just wanted to put that out there as well, that there's probably, if you're not in a relationship with a sensitive, I'm sure you know sensitives and you're probably working with them. And when you put them in leadership positions, they shine. So I just wanted to put that out there as well. So, okay, so tapping. So this process that I do. So Nicole, tell me, how are you feeling today? Is there like a problem or situation maybe that is a little tense, or that you're needing a little clarity on, or that maybe you're feeling a little challenged with right now?
Things are going really well right now. Over the winter was tough, but right now it's going really well. I just launched my own program, Be a Body Psychic, and we do a lot of this type of work with visualizations and meditations and things like that. So I feel like I'm in a really good place right now, but I don't know if there's like a common issue that most of your people like kind of experience, or like, what about the woman with the dysmorphia? Like, what would someone do if they felt like they were constantly comparing themselves to someone else?
So comparing is a good one that we all do. I'm sure you've done that too, right?
Well, and I just, it's funny. I just someone posted something about feeling uncomfortable. She was I'm in a loop here of, I don't know, it's got to be over 100 personal trainers. You've been in the business 30 years, you start to get to know people, and one of the trainers just posted that she wasn't able to train because she caught COVID, and she was an award-winning bodybuilder. And, she was like comparing herself to other people in the gym. And I'm like, I think we're all guilty of that. Like anyone who's in the fitness business, you don't get clients because you look overweight, like you don't get clients because you don't have any muscle mass. You know what I'm saying? Like, so absolutely, that is, a part of the industry, and it can be insidious. I mean, I've come into some clarity about it myself in the last 15 years or so, but yeah, definitely.
Okay. So you have to go in like 5 minutes, right?
What time is it? I can't even see. Yeah, like
1:39.
she did text me, and she has some time. So I was like texting her nervously, granting from
I just
Papa.
want to make sure that we don't go over. Okay.
Sure. Hi, Papa.
So so this process is all connected. So the first thing we always do is breathe. So I'll just invite you to and those that are watching, please feel free to join in and play along with us.
Yeah.
So you put your feet on the floor if you can, and imagine that there's this golden cord coming out of the top of your head that's attached to your spine. And as it pulls you up, your shoulders go down and your chin lifts up, and your body just relaxes. And let's focus on our breath for a moment. Let's breathe in to the count of 5 and hold to the count of 6 and exhale to the count of 7. And let's do that 2 more times. Breathe in, hold, and exhale. And breathe in, hold, and exhale. And now imagine that cord and follow that cord up out of your chair, beyond the room that you're in, beyond the building that you're in. You can now see the building. You start to see the landscape of your town. You can see the trees and maybe there's water near you, or mountains, or the snow. And continue to follow that cord up and up. You see the state that you're in, maybe the country that you're in, and continue to follow that cord until you're at the Earth's atmosphere and going beyond. Go beyond beyond the Milky Way. You can see Saturn and Venus, and keep going and going until the world, the little earth that we live on, is a tiny little speck, and keep going until you see the entire Milky Way and the beautiful spiral of light that we live in. From this infinite perspective, comparing seems kind of ridiculous, doesn't it? It seems like there's nothing to compare to out here in this infinite expanse. Connect to the infinite love and peace and joy that is your natural state. Connect to the perfection that is your natural state. There is no trouble here. Your troubles are so infinitely tiny that you cannot even see them or feel them. Your infinite expanse is this is part of who you truly are. And just breathe into that. And if there's a word or a shape or a color that comes to you to describe this feeling of living in this infinite expanse beyond your body, beyond the world, just feel whatever what that word or that shape or that feeling or that color is. And just notice. And take another breath and breathe into that. And promise yourself that you'll remember this space and this feeling. And then allow yourself to follow the cord back down into the beautiful spiral of light. And you begin to see Neptune and Jupiter, and you can wave to them as you go by until you see the beautiful blue-green ball of light that we call home. And before you get into the atmosphere, just take all that love and that peace and harmony and wisdom that you just connected to and send it into the planet. And then you begin to follow that cord down and you see your state and maybe your community, your town or city that you live in. And before you go any further, take that love and peace and all the connected, vibrant energy you just connected with and send that into your town, into the people you'll interact with today, into your business, into your bank, into your home. And make sure to send it into the places where you spend the most time. And maybe you have at your home or your business or wherever you are an object. Maybe it's a rock or a figurine or a small object of some kind. Maybe it's even a plant. And just saturate that object, that plant with this energy. So that from now on, when you see that plant or that object, you're reminded of your infinite, perfect nature. And then follow the cord back down into your body. And with your feet on the floor, take another deep breath. And just notice how you feel now that you've expanded to infinite and you're living in this finite space. The paradox of being both of those things at the same time. And just feel peace, love, light, wisdom, infinite in your body. And then we'll open our eyes. And after we open our eyes, we're going to do a little tiny bit of tapping. So just Stay connected to this energy when you're ready. And then let's take these 3 fingers. And there's different spots to tap, but I'm just going to have you tap in between your eyebrows. This point is all the meridians in your body go through this point. So we'll be connecting to all of them. And just repeat after me, even though I've compared myself to others in the past, I now see that nothing can compare to my beautiful infinite nature. I completely release and eliminate all comparing and all effects of comparing from my body and being right now. I allow myself to bring that infinite awareness of my perfection, grace, love, and light of who I truly am into the world. It flows through me and out into my life and world. And in everything I speak, say, and do. I completely and profoundly love and accept myself as I am. And I know that all is well. All right. And now I invite you to keep your eyes closed and just breathe in again. And one more time. And then just notice how you feel compared to where we started.
Very peaceful.
And it's shifted. Wonderful. So I invite you as you go through your day, if you think of a comparison coming up, I bet you'll experience it in a different way now.
Yeah, I mean, that was a lovely visualization as well. That was really nice that, the thought of experiencing yourself without anything around you, that was nice, a nice feeling. So that was awesome. Very good, CarrieAnn. Very nice. Are there any parting tips that you want to leave us with today? You're frozen again. You keep freezing up. Of course. Now when I ask you a question, it's all positive.
I think, how about now? Is that better?
I can hear you, but your face is frozen. So one good tip.
Have I lost you?
I can hear you, but you're frozen though. Well, all right. Well, let's just close it here. That was wonderful, CarrieAnn. Thank you so much for joining me today. Because you're not really solidly heard anymore, so I'm gonna wrap this up. But thank you so much for coming and enjoying the show with me. And we will look forward to hearing more from you and your practice in the future. In the meantime, I want everyone to see CarrieAnn's website, shelterwithin.com.
Mm-hmm. And I have a free gift for them. And
what's your free gift?
So I'm doing a Connect to Your Superpower call for anybody this week. I'll do a whole hour for free. So just connect with me this week, and I'll give you a whole. Usually it's only 30 minutes. So connect with me this week, and you get a whole hour.
So this is beautiful. This is awesome for an hour. I just want to get this down here. Okay. So you can go to CarrieAnn's website, contact her directly through the website, and she'd be happy to give you a free hour consultation, right? Wait. Oh my God. So this is so annoying. It's saying an error occurred. Wait a moment, then try again. All right, you all see her website on her face there. So I'm going to try again. But in the meantime, thank you so much, CarrieAnn. This was a lot of fun.
Blessings.
And we will talk again, I'm sure, in the future. In the meantime, let me try to type this again. Let's try that again. Okay, now it appeared. So I'm going to close the show. Thank you so much, everyone. I believe Thursday I have Tracy Cromwell, who's an author on a new way to relate to food. It's a book about relating to food, and I thought that would be very interesting for your mind and body. All right, I'm going to say goodbye. Thanks, CarrieAnn, and we'll talk soon. Again, you can also find me anywhere at Nicole's MBM. On any social media, Twitter, Instagram, or Facebook at Nicole's MBM. And you can also go to my website if you would like more information about what I do and my Be a Body Psychic program. My website is mindbodymastery.org. And feel free also, if you want to take advantage of, oh, thank you, Papa. Thank God Papa's here. He's like such a support. He's wonderful. If you are interested in getting a free download of my body scan, you can go to this, text body-mind to 33777, and you'll get a free body scan download. It's a great visualization. I did the music with Paul Avgerinos. He's an award-winning meditation musician. And I do this because I really sincerely believe in helping people connect their minds and their bodies. And people like CarrieAnn help people deal with sensitivity and being productive while being sensitive. So these are all, aw, thanks, Papa. Papa's okay, I will. So these are all wonderful free treats for you guys to enjoy. You get a free consultation for an hour with CarrieAnn. If you want a free body scan that I've created, you can text that body-mind to 33777. Again, you can find me anywhere practically at Nicole's MBM, and have a great day. That was a rough one, but have a great day. We made it through, internet or no.